Hello guys, and welcome to today's video. In today's video, I thought I'd make a video discussing why I think the price of store bundles in Call of Duty needs to change. Now, I think some of you are out of the gate just going to agree with this flat out, right? Because obviously we want cheaper things, right? Everyone would love things to be free and cost £1, £2, £5, $5, whatever it costs, whatever it may be, right? But I feel like Call of Duty has a big problem with store bundles being a bit too expensive now. Now, I'm not talking about the Battle Pass. I'm not talking about specifically the blackcell bundle either, because I'm not really sure the blackcell bundle, but I'll discuss that today. I'm going to kind of discuss the issue, kind of where the fix needs to be, or the solutions. And yeah, just kind of give a talk about this discussion, kind of build up a discussion with the community. And you guys let me know down below what you think when it comes to store bundles in Call of Duty. Do you think they need to be reduced? Do you think there could be a better system in place? Because, for instance, there are people who play Warzone only and get store bundles, whilst there's also people who buy the copy of MW2 or MW3, whatever it may be for the year, and don't really get any benefit for that. So I'm going to talk about that all today. But the way this discussion kind of like brought about in my mind was I saw a tweet from a guy called Nick Pro Reborn. I'm going to be honest, I can tell he's a YouTuber. I don't know what his content is. I haven't watched it, but I see his tweets quite a lot. Twitter does an amazing thing, or X as it's called now, does an amazing thing of, you know, showing people random tweets. And I saw this one saying, how the hell can anyone justify buying blackcell for $30 in a $70 game when Fortnite has all this for $10 and a free one? And he goes up to show that Fortnite, of course, has the new Family Guy skin with Peter Griffin, and, you know, they get a little dog and all that stuff. Really cool thing, and it's actually surprising to me that that was in their Battle Pass. In their version of the Season Pass, Battle Pass, whatever it is called in Fortnite, they had that in there for $10. That's amazing, because I'm not being funny. If that was in Call of Duty, that's instantly a 2,400 COD point bundle. I'm not sure how much 2,400 COD points comes up to in the game. Probably easy 20, 30 pounds, maybe even 40 pounds, who knows. Depends what you have to buy. I know they have like a funny thing with the COD points where they give you such an amount that you can buy one thing and then leaves you with leftover COD points. So then you have to spend a little bit more, maybe like £8 on a 500 COD point bundle just to be able to get something else or something. It's very sneaky. It's a very clever tactic, you know. I get what the company's doing with that, with what Activision's doing with that. Obviously, I'm not going to talk about this on Sledgehammer's behalf, because this Sledgehammer is just the builder of MW3, and obviously probably has part of a say in Warzone 2 or 3 or whatever it's called now, Warzone. But yeah, so Activision obviously controls what is put into the store, how it's put in the store, and they have probably an arts and designs team that makes the store bundle and stuff. And I feel like now we're at a point that store bundles are just not appropriately priced. And I even think blackcell, I'm not sure with blackcell, I'm not sure where to stand on that. Part of it seems cheap and like very quickly put together. For instance, the skins are just the same skins you get in the Battle Pass for 1,100 COD points or 1,000 COD points, whatever it costs for the Season Pass, and you get like 1,300 back. But the actual blackcell stuff is just the same characters but in gold. It's the same weapons but in gold, and they just light up in gold. That seems to be the same theme every season. Now, they're cool looking, I will give them that, but it seems like the same thing every season. It's just, it goes to gold. Yes, you get 20, I believe it's 20 tier skips or something, which is useful, and I do think this bundle is very helpful for those who do, you know, don't get as much time to play Call of Duty to actually be able to complete the Season Pass. But are you really going in to spend $30 or £30 or whatever it is in your country, obviously, to buy a blackcell bundle just because you can't complete the Season Pass? Or should there be a better system? Should there be more like double Battle Pass, you know, weekends and stuff for those people who don't get as much time? Again, that doesn't change anything too much, because there's some people who might not be able to play weekends, because typically they do them on the weekends. Some people can only play with midweek or certain times of the day, stuff like that. So I get where this bundle comes along. It does kind of aim at people who can't like complete things quickly, or people who are serious grinders of the game and want every single sort of cosmetic in the game. And I think Call of Duty has a big problem with this now. I think a lot of this stuff is overpriced. Now, is this going to change? Going to be completely honest, no, because the problem is, you'll see it yourselves. I know some of you might have the same standpoint that I do, which is, you know, these are overpriced and who was buying these and that. But how many times do you load up into a game and you see a Snoop Dogg skin, you see a Nicki Minaj skin, you see all these skins that cost 2,400 COD points, 3,000 COD points. Now, you can't tell if these people, you know, if you're in Warzone, obviously you can't tell who's, you know, played MW3 and played Warzone when, of course, this game, when the Season 1 update goes live, which by the time you see this video will probably be live anyway. But yeah, you can't tell. But in MW3, of course, when you're playing MW3, you know those people have bought MW3. So they've paid already $70, £70 for the game. And on top of that, they're paying an extra 25, 30 quid to be Nicki Minaj, to be Snoop Dogg and that. And these skins are quite overpriced, in my opinion. But if you're seeing them plenty of times in your game, that means they're being bought. Activision's not going to change their ways because people are buying the skins. And that's a big issue. And it's not going to change anytime soon because I don't know if that's the casual audience. I don't know if it's just people who are big fans of the game, just really, really want certain skins. Might be a big fan of Nicki Minaj, might be a big fan of, you know, Snoop Dogg stuff. Obviously, weed bundles sell very well in COD because it's very appropriately serves to the demographic of people who play Call of Duty, of course. But I think the bundles are overpriced. I think if we're going to be charging £70 for MW3, and in fact, this is where I think the solution is, or a couple of solutions that I think. But I think at the moment, store bundles are overpriced. Blackcell, again, I'm not sure. I'm not sure where to stand there. You let me know down below what you think on Blackcell. I'm kind of torn on it a little bit. I can see where it's good value, but I can also see where it's bad value, and it seems like just put together very cheaply and very quickly. Let me know what you think about that down below. Do you buy Blackcell as well? Because I personally don't. I even have over 9,000 COD points, which you might see sometimes when I do videos and stuff. But I've never actually bought them. The only time I got any sort of like COD points was from a friend who bought me some for as a gift. And it was only like 1,100 COD points. So I bought them, but I've never used them. I've never spent a single COD point on a store bundle at all, because there's nothing that I feel has been good value. And obviously we've had the problem for ages now that Call of Duty wouldn't allow you, like, once you play 1 year of Call of Duty, that's it doesn't carry over. Yes, you can use it in Warzone, but I don't play Warzone typically. Again, I'm going to give Warzone 3 a try, see how good it is with the movement and stuff. If it's not good, then I'll just be going back to MW3 multiplayer, of course. But there wasn't any value to it. Now, of course, MW2 guns transferred over, so you got some value there. If you bought MW2 store bundles, you got some value to the thing that you might have paid 2,400 COD points for. But I think there's an issue with it being too much. And I think there's a good solution here, because I feel like the people who are hard done by, again, I don't think the bundles are too expensive if you are someone who's playing just Warzone. If you play only Warzone, the store bundles are okay. They're not great. I'm going to be honest. They're still not great. I still think they could be a little bit cheaper. They shouldn't really be costing £30 to £20 a time. I think 10 to 15 is more reasonable. But I think if you buy, and you guys let me know down below whether you think agree with this or not. If you buy that year's edition of Call of Duty, so if obviously this year you have MW3, if you pay £70 to play MW3, you should get straight up a 50% discount on every single store bundle. And I mean every single store bundle. Whether or not that should apply to Blackcell as well, and the actual COD Pass as well. Maybe not the COD Pass, because I feel like the Season Pass is appropriate now, and it actually has good content now. We've gotten better and better content. I've already seen Season 1's Battle Pass content is actually pretty good, and I think it's very fair value, especially as you get your COD points back, of course. So once you've got the COD points to be able to buy the Season Pass, you shouldn't be buying COD points ever again, as if you're a serious grinder, of course, and are able to complete this Battle Pass every season. But I think you should get a flat 50% reduction on every single store bundle. So if it costs 2,400, that's it. It's 1,200 for you. Because I'd like to see it as not only you playing MW3 multiplayer, but you kind of getting a membership like sort of deal thing, which if you have the copy of MW3, you get a discount. Next year, you have to, if you want discounts on Black Ops 5 or whatever Black Ops, you know, is called next year, again, you have to buy the game for $70. Boom, you get the store bundles for half the price. Now, of course, it's going to cost altogether. It's still going to become to quite a lot. Like, if you actually think about it, you're paying £70 for the game. And then if you buy four $15, say they're £15 because you got the discount, it's still going to come up to well over £100, £150, maybe even reaching £200 just for 1 year's worth of Call of Duty content and a couple of store bundles. It's quite expensive. I think a lot of you would agree with that. But I feel like that's a good solution there to making it a lot more tolerable for the store bundles, because I do think they're a bit overpriced. Again, this won't change. I don't think it'll do anything crazy. But comparing it to other games like Fortnite, for instance, with the content that they give for the prices that they give, and obviously their game's more directed at children, but Call of Duty is supposedly more directed to, you know, middle-aged adults, like anyone over the age of 20. But let's be honest, there are kids who play Call of Duty. We all grew up playing Black Ops 2, and we all were like, what, 12 years old, 13-year-olds? I feel like a lot of you were kind of that age on this channel. I obviously was 12, 13 years old when I played Black Ops 2, so I feel like you guys would be the same as well. And, you know, that's going to continue to nowadays. Obviously, 12-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 8-year-olds playing Call of Duty. You sometimes hear a squeaker on the mic here and there, if you're lucky with the skill-based matchmaking, of course. But I think store bundles need to change. I think they need to be reduced in a way, and I think that flat out they should be reduced. But at the same time, I think the big problem is if you buy a copy of MW3, Black Ops 5, whatever it may be, that year's Call of Duty, you should get a flat 50% reduction in the cost of that store bundle. Because I think the store bundles now are just too much. Again, it won't change. Why? Too many people in the game. You can see it every game you play. There's a new skin. And the idea, of course, is of seeing that skin, which is crazy as well that people buy those skins, because you can't actually see the skin yourself. other people can see those skins. So you're kind of enticing other people to buy the skin because they see how cool that skin is. Same with the weapons. The weapons look cool. Now, that's a cool thing, right? The weapons do look cool. Some come with advantages and disadvantages very slightly. I mean, more so the advantages, of course. Like, we've seen it last year with DMZ. They did some things. I think they're going to continue that this year with zombies, which I'm okay with zombies this year because it's a little bit different. With DMZ last year, they messed up, okay? Giving the advantages that they did in DMZ was an issue because, of course, it was PvP as well as PvE. So whilst you're going around trying to loot in that, people can kill you. They can have a self-revive. They can do all these crazy things. There was a lot of like pay-to-win aspects to those bundles. This year, I believe they're going to do the same thing with zombies. They're going to give you like a self-revive automatically at the start of the game. That's fine. I'm okay with that because you can't kill your other players in the game. You know, it's just you going in. It's a looter, shooter. You know, you're doing zombies, you're doing challenges, you're doing quests. I don't mind that this year. I don't mind that pay-to-win aspect in a way. It's more pay to help this year if they do that, if they go down that route, which I'm pretty sure has already been confirmed that they are going down that route of adding them sort of cosmetics. And then the other issue I have with the store bundles that I feel brings up the cost when realistically you don't want those things is if you look at store bundles, what do you see? You see a lot of calling cards, keychains, stickers, emblems, stuff that, let's be honest, was some sort of JPEG image that possibly might have even been taken off of Google. Now, obviously, it hasn't been taken off of Google, but it looks like something someone would have made on Google, you know, off of like Pixlr or, you know, just any sort of like art design app that they could, you know, build something off of. And you don't really want them, do you? You look at the store bundle and you see how cool that weapon looks, or you see how cool that skin looks. That's what you really want. But then it comes with a keychain. Now, sometimes they're cool, you know, you do get cool emblems, cool calling cards that you might actually want. There are some cool ones, but a lot of the time they do just pile in some useless, just a yellow triangle. That's it. They do that sometimes. They just put a yellow triangle. It's a keychain. There you go. That's what your store bundle. That's why this store bundle costs 2,400 COD points. But you're not buying the store bundle for 2,400 COD points just to get the little yellow triangle on a keychain. You're actually just wanting the weapon or the skin and the weapon. So a lot of the time, you're not even getting the actual true value of what you're wanting. You're getting things that you don't want in order to get the things that you do want. And I think that's an issue. I think that's also where the store could change a little bit. Why can't you individually buy certain things? Why can't I individually buy the skin? Why can't I individually buy the gun? What if there's 2 weapons in there, but there's only 1 weapon I actually want to use? Why can't I just buy that 1 weapon? I don't understand that. Now, they do it sometimes. I've seen it like around Christmas time. They do like discounts and stuff, but I don't think it's enough. I think right now there's a big problem, and I think it will become more of a problem in a few years' time when obviously other developers are having their own store bundles and stuff with their free-to-play games, because Call of Duty at the moment isn't going to go free-to-play anytime soon. Besides, if you play Warzone, of course, you technically is free-to-play to you. But the main game, $60, $70 game, is not free-to-play right now. The multiplayer, the campaign, the zombies, it's not free-to-play. So until that changes, until COD becomes free-to-play to make these store bundles probably more worth it, whilst the game is $70, whilst you're paying for that, those who do pay $70 for the multiplayer, campaign, zombies, whatever it may be experience for that year, should get a discount on store bundles, because I feel like right now, we're seeing it with Fortnite. They put a lot of good content to their battle passes. They put a lot of good content into the store for a very good price, and it's a free-to-play game. And I think right now the discussion needs to be had that store bundles in Call of Duty need to be reduced or need to change, because it's not sustainable. Now, it is sustainable from a business point of view, because right now a lot of people are still buying the store bundles, but actual like keeping the player base happy, I think a lot of people will get upset with it in a few years' time. I think they were initially like reactions that, you know, people were upset with this. I still think people are a little bit upset about it now with how much they cost, but I feel like the uproar has died down a little bit, just because obviously we've got quite a good game this year. Going to be honest, we've got quite a good game this year, and I don't want to bring negativity obviously towards on this channel, but it was something that I felt like needed discussing. I felt like it was something that needs to be brought up, and I feel like it's an open-ended discussion that needs to be talked about, and I feel like I want to hear from you guys, your opinions. Do you think store bundles are overpriced right now? Do you think there should be a reduction? Do you think my idea is a good idea? Do you think if you pay flat out $70 for the game each year that you should get a 50% reduction in the store for that year for the game because you bought the $70 version of the game, you know, to play multiplayer enough? If you play Warzone, I feel like there still should be a flat, you know, reduction, but I don't think it's too bad of a price if, of course, you know, you're playing Warzone and the game's free. If you play Warzone, the game is just free for you. So I want to know your guys' opinion. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, notifications on. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Goodbye.